So the visual du jour today is the OECD Annual Better Life Index. This is a great index, and it's an interactive index that you can find on their website at oecdbetterlifeindex.org in one word. And because it's interactive, I decided to put a video about it rather than just get a bunch of screen captures and screen grabs that are not very attractive. So the Better Life Index ranks countries, and the flowers that you have are actually a composite of a variety of index listed here that tell you something about the quality of life in that country, along with major social indicators that should be of interest to any sociologist. So you can start here from the main screen where all those countries kind of look like flowers, and every petal is basically an indicator, and the colors correspond to the specific index. And you can rank those countries alphabetically as they are here, or by rank. And the higher they rank on the index, the better the quality of life. So not surprisingly, we find Australia, Norway, United States, Sweden, Denmark, Canada at the top 5, and then Turkey, Mexico, Chile, Brazil over here at the tail end, and the lower levels of quality of life in those countries. So, and if you go and pick any country, let's take Canada, then you will see, as you hover your mouse over it, you will see that the specific rankings and the specific scores on those indicators that are scored by this particular country. And of course, for Canada, that ranks pretty high. And if you go over the United States, you will find that as well. So all those indicators are presented initially generally. If you think certain indicators are more important than others and you want to give them more weight, then you can play here with those different indicators. So if you think income is the big issue, then you can push the importance of that indicator, and you see the ranking change as the blue petal, the income petal, becomes more prominent, and the ranking changes, with the United States coming in the first place, and otherwise the same countries staying behind here roughly as they were previously. Or if you think that the environment is your big issue, things reorder themselves, and then you push the environment, and then you see the ranking change as well, with the United States taking a bit of a tumble, then Sweden, Norway, Australia, Denmark ranking to the top because of their environmental policies. If you want to dig more deeply into some of those indicators and topics, you can go here, and they're all listed. And so let's look at jobs. If you want to look at jobs, it's an important topic right now. So this page will isolate the job index, and they're not all on my graph here because of the screen sizing, but basically they tell you also here what the job indicator is composed of. So this is the general jobs ranking, with again the countries doing the best: Switzerland, Netherlands, Norway, and then at the bottom here Turkey, Estonia, and Slovak Republic. But it tells you also that this indicator is composed of sub-indicators such as employment rate, long-term unemployment, personal earnings, and job security, and on all you can go and hover and see the different rankings of the different countries in those factors, and then a bit of textual analysis here that tells you exactly how those are calculated and what it all means. So you can select specific topics here if you want to know more, or you can go by country. So if I wanted to be a bit patriotic, I would go look at France and how France is doing in terms of quality of life, and I can just hover here and it tells me where France is doing a pretty good job and where civic engagement, that's not so hot here, and how it compares to the other country, with same deal, the specific ranking of France along these different indicators and topics. And we see that civic engagement, well, not so much, and we've seen that in the latest legislative elections with a fairly low participation rate. But on the other hand, on other indicators, such like work-life balance, etc., France does pretty well on those. And then you have the textual analysis here if you want to know more about this. So if I go back to the main index here and go back to my initial flowers, this is really a neat set of data. You can always nitpick of the quality of an indicator, or and the composition and how it was calculated. You know, the health indicators, the health indicator here just comprises two sub-indicators, life expectancy and self-reported health. You can certainly nitpick with that, but that's you still have a good solid set of data here that you can look at, especially if you're interested in international comparisons on all those different indicators. And there's plenty that you can play with if you really want to dig deep into some of those topics. So this is the visual du jour, the OECD Better Life Index.